How y'all doing? Late night on a Labor Day weekend, Sunday, the end of Augusto, Virgo season. Yo, this Virgo's here to please them. And I want you to see how I do. Mercury is just representing for you. What's the crew? It's Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising. Yes, I know I've got suns and it's surprising. I'm a Virgo Sun. I got one too. Got a Virgo Moon and Rising for you. This is what's going on. Can't you see? Got interrupted by a cell phone from my son B, but that's alright, my style is still free. Nothing can stop my lyrical mentally gymnastics. You know I get spastic on the microphone. I'm sort of like Plastic Man, lyrically wrapped in saran. Give me a band, not one in the music sector. I mean a band, I protect her. Understand, clack, 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 clap. Lyrically, I'm gonna give you a dap. Tonight, we're talking about the Virgo Big Three on episode 376, baby. Yeah, had to end August with a smile. And a smile. It's Virgo time. Time to start the show with a Virgo rhyme. Knowledge. What's up, y'all? A little tired. Had a fantasy football draft tonight. Stuff was going on and popping. Hopefully some people show up live because, I didn't crazy promote the show, but I'm here and hopefully you guys come in. Hey, how you doing? And tonight on episode 376, I'll be talking about the Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising, but I decided to do something a little different that I'll do each season, starting with Virgo, where I kind of talk about the big three, but I actually break down the energy of the big three in the first house. So anyone here who may actually be a Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, it's rare, but you do find people who are born on a Virgo new moon with the Virgo ascendant. So kind of wanted to break that down for you guys, talk about the energies. You know, Virgo is the sixth sign associated with the sixth house, not the same thing. It's a mutable earth sign, the second earth sign ruled by the planet Mercury. All right. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, what's up, good people? Grand late night on the East Coast. It's the holiday weekend, so I figured people ain't going to work tomorrow, so they may be in the YouTube sphere, and I'm going to come on after my fantasy football draft because I will be back on Tuesday for my NFL preview show with astronumerologist Queen B. Okay, that's going to be powerful. A little early, 6 p.m. Eastern, because I got another this is my fantasy football time, right? I got a draft tomorrow night, have one tonight, my 3 money leagues, and one Tuesday night. So I'm coming on 6 p.m. before my draft at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I'm very intentional, but Queen B, we got something stirred up for y'all. Even if you don't like football or sports, it's going to be a fascinating show because of the astrological and numerological connections with the teams and athletes and stuff. So it's actually going to be kind of fascinating. So the Virgo Sun, right? So, hey, can you close my door? I'm on live. Okay. Yeah, but it's pretty loud. So Virgo is, what's so great about Virgos, their intention, Virgo the Virgin, is the weed and the medicine. And they're really about being of service to humanity. The Sun and Mercury are friends. Mercury's kind of neutral. So when it's in like Virgo, it's a feminine sign. When it's in Leo, it's masculine. Okay, because fire and air are masculine energies, not male, masculine, assertive, outgoing, initiating. And then the earth and water are feminine, more intuitive, more receptive. Okay, so when you have the Virgo Sun, it is the most common sign. Aquarius is the most rare. And the most common birthday, thanks to my brother Lloyd Strayhorn putting me on with that. And he's a Virgo rising. And so is my son, The Truth. That is Oh God, I lost my train of thought. But Virgo, the most common birthday is September 9th, and that's my oldest son's birthday. So he's coming up the 9th. My birthday is the 10th, so we'll be celebrating the birthdays next week. So it's Virgo season. We're still in the first decan of the Virgo decan, and that is really, that's really a nice. I got a little drink. Close that door for my better half. So before we get into breaking down the big three,
Listen.
No, don't sit. You got to close the door.
You're getting a little too bossy.
I know, but I don't want all the noise. So the Virgo, you got to deal with a lot of stuff. So the one thing about the Virgo big three, it's also part of the Virgo birth chart sale. So if you're a Virgo sun, moon, or rising sign, right, you can email me, eric@BigEAstrology.com. I've already heard for a few Virgos. So Virgos are hyped up. Leo, Cancer, Gemini was a little slow. Virgos are like, yo, I want my birth chart reading. So you can book a natal birth chart, a solar return chart, secondary progression. You have two options. The custom video summary, which is 40 to 50 minutes. It's literally a mini movie of your life. I record it and then email it to you. You can send me a picture. I put music in it. It comes with transits, current and future, to the natal birth chart, the chart itself, and videos of your planetary placements. And then after you receive it, absorb it, then we meet live via Zoom for 30 minutes and answer questions. So it's really a great reading. It's normally $350. It's only $305 for you Virgos. And remember, next year I won't be doing this. The sales will stop with Capricorn because I started last year with Aquarius. So that will end at Capricorn season. And then the other option is 90 minutes via Zoom, live chart reading, Q&A. You get the chart, videos of your planetary placements, normally $250, only $206. So please email me, eric@BigEAstrology.com. And one more announcement. Well, I got a bunch. It's good to see you guys. But Coffee Talk. Coffee Talk, I'll be putting that up, and Wifey will be putting it on the website as a product. It's 2 hours, $22. This Saturday, September 6th, little later. My boys are starting football. 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to be, what you guys voted on, answering astrology questions. Whatever questions you have, you can come. Everybody's got to get a turn. So we may limit it to 2 or 3 questions per person, depending on how big Coffee Talk is. But it's going to be awesome. And then in the second hour, the Virgo solar eclipse at 29 degrees, right before the equinox, the start of Libra season on September 21st. You don't want to miss that. It's very powerful. If you can't make it live, you could pay the $22 and receive the recording. Eric@BigEAstrology.com, or maybe tomorrow go to www.BigEAstrology.com. Wifey will get that up. All right. So the Queen, you take it over.
Well, hey everybody, how are you? First, he makes a bigger deal out of stuff than needs to be made. It's too much. But anyways, I hope y'all are doing well. I spent the day today getting William's hair twisted up, which was fun. And I think I'm going to get some braids here in another few weeks. So I'm excited.
At a barbershop down in Phoenix.
Yes, at a barbershop down in Phoenix. So it was.
She didn't do it.
I did not do it. I have many skills. Braiding is not one of them.
But it looks good. He looks really good.
He looks really good. Braiding, twisting, none of it. That's not me. But hey, Sia, how are you?
What's up,
and
Sia?
You have to find the Virgo in your chart. Well, I'm sure you have it, right? You do have your chart printed out. Have you gotten that?
Yeah, she did her chart reading. Yeah.
So
Virgo is, I forgot your rising. If you tell me your rising, I'll tell you where your Virgo's at. But you should know that. We should know our charts by heart by now, right?
Quintella, how are you, my
hey,
friend?
Quintella.
Hola.
Quintella's got Virgo in the 4th house, cuatro.
And we have Jackie Washington.
Hey, Jackie, how you feeling?
And she is here. And I'm going to check.
Jackie Washington's in the house. And hopefully I didn't get an email back if you got in.
I need to find out, did you get into the community? If not, I'm going to get into the back end of it and see if I can reset your password, and then you can set it up and do that if you want to change it or whatever.
But remember, when you go to the www.community.bigeastrology.com, in the top right corner is the sign in button.
Yeah, and they're right next to each other. There's the sign up and the sign in.
Yeah.
And what sometimes happens is people get them mixed up, and we have had that happen with multiple people. So, because they are right next to each other. So just that could be the issue too. It might be that simple. But let me know if you are able or you have been able to get in.
But how you guys feeling on this late night?
I'm excited. I am feeling fired up. I feel like I got my new momentum. I know I've been working on this workbook forever, but it is
It's
like
almost
I'm
done,
moving
yes.
forward at leaps and bounds. But I'm just going to be real. For me, my children and our family, sometimes those things have to come first. And
We're busy
it
at the
is
start
what
of the
it
school
is.
year, guys, with 3 boys in
But I'm
school and in
excited.
football. Oh yeah, but it's
I
really,
noticed my
really good.
little bun is all crooked. I look all crooked.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
That's better, but it's all off to the side. Anyways, c'est la vie. Okay, let's continue on.
So I want to also announce, I've got 2 workshops. So I really invite you to come and join Cosmic Clarity with Debbie Solaris, Galactic Historian, and Eric Taylor, Intuitive Astrologer, BigEAstro. It's an evening of live readings. And it's so powerful because it's only $36. And Debbie's waiting list as a master Akashic Records reader and teacher, it's closed. It's like 3,000 people long. So you can come and get a question answered from both of us from the astrological and the Akashic Records perspective. It's Saturday, September 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss this, you guys. It is so worth it. Debbie did my Akashic Records reading. We're now friends. She's been on the show, I think, 4 or 5 times, twice this year. She came right in the new year and then just last month. And she's one of the best in her field, but she's also a great human. And so this is going to be really fun. So the link is on my YouTube page in the community and post. And also you can go and sign up on debbiesolaris.com as well. Okay. But you don't want to miss that Cosmic Clarity. And then, dun, 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 that's the 13th, the night before, on the 12th, our 7th tribe meeting, where we're finally going to talk about our alien and UFO stories and experiences. That is going to be so much fun. I think we're going to learn a lot. Maybe some people still don't believe in them. Maybe somebody's never seen a UFO or experienced anything with aliens. That's okay. But for those who have, we can share with those who haven't. And it's really going to be extremely fascinating. We both have a lot of different stories to share, surprisingly so. Never saw anything when I was in New York. Moved to Arizona, the whole sky lit up. It changed. So that's going to be fascinating. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, Friday, September 12th. Okay. And then Chiron, from the womb to the medicine. Anjani Segrist and Eric Taylor, BigEAstro, present a Chiron workshop. All right. We're going to take you from the wound to the healing, a Chiron presentation and live readings. What do you need to bring? It's $32. You can order it on Anjani's PayPal, which is on the post you see on the graphic on my community page. I also put it up in our tribe, or on my website as a product, BigEAstrology.com. It's $32. It's Saturday, September 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be powerful. You need to bring your Chiron sign, house, and degree, what degree it's in. We're going to have a special presentation that Anjani created that is beautiful. And then we're going to help you with, I'm very good at the wounding, and she's really good at becoming the healer. So it's going to be a great event. So you don't want to miss that. If you've got questions about Chiron and your wounds and your wounding, because there can be 3 stages. It could be from in the womb to 16 months. It can be, let's say if the degree is 16 degrees, it could be at 7 years old. And then also again at 16. It just depends on the person. And then, you could have some strong aspects to your Chiron that really affect you as well. So there's a lot to learn. So come and join us and sign up today.
So, okay. Sia said that her Virgo is in her 5th house. What does that mean?
Well, it means she's a Taurus rising. And you have Virgo in the 5th house as well. And so in terms of your creativity, your children, your heart, your back, your hobbies, speculative gains, You're going to be very analytical and logical about what you create. Hence, with her, sometimes she's too much of the perfectionist when she makes graphics, and she makes them beautiful, but it may take extra long because what? She's being so detailed and precise, and is this perfect, right? And that can happen when you're creating your art.
And I have to sometimes say, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Put it out into the world.
Yeah.
And then even ask myself, what's the return on this? And constantly be reassessing. Is the energy I'm spending worth the return?
And that's very common with Virgo.
I get caught up sometimes.
In any house that you have it in, or in what we're talking about tonight, the Sun, Moon, Rising. Sometimes over-analysis creates paralysis, and sometimes you fail to launch, or you don't release it or put it out because of having Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or like in the 5th house in terms of what you create, okay?
And then Quintella, she got a break. Girl, I understand. So she was child-free for some time, and she got silence. And isn't aren't our houses wonderful when they're quiet? It's even better when they're quiet and they're clean. But I have 3 boys who run around and just like spit dirt everywhere. It's like sometimes I just did you guys just literally spit dirt on the walls? Like did you just spit dirt? But when they're gone, at least it's quiet. Let's see. Sia has been writing lately. Do you have a specific project, or are you just doing poetry? What exactly are you doing?
And remember, in the tribe, we are going to have like a writing poetry slam night where people could share their stuff. September, maybe we'll do in October, which is just such a busy month.
I think what I need to do is do like another little group where I have people just say what they want to see, what they're thinking about the meetings that we're having. Are we on point? That kind of thing. You know, so they've been all amazing. Do complete numerology. Like Queen Bee came and did everybody's numerology one week. Last week we had Nettie, who did light language, it was awesome. Shamanic song, and we were talking all about light language and its different forms, which was really cool. Before that, we had Hope and Steven that did astrology tarot readings for everybody. Tarot reading for everybody. We've had some really amazing meetings.
But all of them have been great. Like
yes,
the conversations.
And conversations have been really good. So if you are part of the group, you do want to come to these meetings, because we're only getting maybe, about 16, 17 people, but there's a lot more than that in the group. So trust me, it is well worth your time. You will enjoy the conversation if you can make it. And
some people, they may be busy or a little shy, and they watch on the replay.
I get that too, but I mean, it's a great way to.
It's so interactive and to learn.
The point of this is to build community, because we have all of this information, but we're still so separate because we're just all watching it in our separate little pods. And the point is to bring people together. I genuinely believe that we've got to come back together. You know what I mean? People banded together are stronger.
Yeah.
People who communicate and are able to share thoughts, even if they're different, and they end up being smarter. They end up being more mentally stable and even keeled. It's so incredibly important. So that's my little thing. Come join our community.
And I
promise you'll like it.
And I think that we will also do something like we did during the summer. And I think that may have been actually right as we were starting, or right before we started the tribe, where we did Sinners, the movie, and we did a little movie review. That was so much fun, and looked at the chart. So we may do something like that again, maybe at a tribe meeting, or just a separate extra thing. So let's get to the Virgo big.
Let me just run through these here really quick. Yeah. So Jackie Washington asked about her big 3. Yes, you can, and we will do your big 3 either right before.
I think we've done it before,
or right after. Well, she said she didn't have it or something. She said that now that she has her birth certificate with the time on it.
Oh, okay.
So maybe she had the wrong things. I'm not sure. We have D. Charles. I believe you're new, D.
Hey, D. Charles, welcome.
The way that we do this is we invite you to share your big 3, and Eric will do a breakdown for you. And Big
welcome
D
to the channel, Sun, Moon, Rising. Please subscribe.
From Sydney.
Sydney, down under.
We have people from Australia, so we love it.
In our tribe, we have people from Australia, Bali, all over the world. So, check it out. It's either $18 a month or $5 a month. 18 gets the premium. You get discounts on services, and you get the coffee talks for free. My monthly coffee talks, I do 2 a month. And everything is going up.
And you get 10%, like, yes, not just discounts, but 10% off of any services that you book with Eric, which is actually
But 20%
really
off of
good. And
Sabale Pure.
But you have to reach out to me, and I will send you. So anybody in the tribe, if you're going to buy Sabale, reach out to me. I will send you an invoice with the 20% off.
And we even have tribe shirts. I don't know if you guys, some of the tribe members know, you can go and purchase a tribe shirt in the shop, in the community.
And I had shared the information on that, so you can get like discounts on it and stuff. So I have to re-pull that up, and I'll reshare that. So we'll get to your stuff, Jackie, shortly. And Quintella was saying how the house was so quiet that she cleansed it with sage and Palo Santo, and it was lovely, and it was prayer time and a release session. That is
That's wonderful, Quintella.
You know, it's funny. I will do my saging primarily in the morning while everybody's still asleep, and I walk through the house, and I'll like do it over the children's beds where they're sleeping, and I'm like, oh, it's like one time I was doing it, and one of the boys started to kind of like, so I got a little smoke on, started to cough in his sleep. I was like, oh, let me move real quick and scurry away.
It's very different having a Pisces mother.
It is, but it's a beautiful thing.
Or a Pisces wife.
And so, D. Charles, please share your big three.
Sun,
Jackie's
Moon, Rising,
big three
okay, Jackie.
is a Virgo Sun, Sun is in Virgo, Moon is Gemini, and Rising is Cancer.
Cancer rising, the Moon in Gemini in the 12th house, and the Virgo Sun in the 3rd. I wonder if your dad traveled a bit for work. You and mom may not have always seen eye to eye. Your parents could have got divorced because of the sun, moon are in a square, or maybe they worked it out and were able to communicate and stay together. But your hidden talent, Jackie, is your writing and your communication skills, right? I mean, from what I know of you, you are a very good communicator, very precise with your words as a Virgo. And remember, Jackie, Virgo birth chart sale, so you could take advantage of that, sun, moon, or rising. Just email me. And if you've already had a chart done, you could do a solar return, whatever, or secondary progression. Because now your soul may be vibrating as a Libra or Scorpio, right? I'll be turning 55. I'm vibrating as a Scorpio now. It's really fascinating. And the moon and the ascendant have shifted. Although my moon at 54 and 55 is back home in Capricorn. And that happens every 27 years or so. But you have to remember with the Cancer rising, you are... in general, people, you can retain water, you can fluctuate water weight, but people feel you're nurturing and caring. And, you feel very deeply. And having the moon in the 12th house, it is the messenger. So you can literally, when you tap into your dreams, you can get messages from the spiritual realm and then share them. That's sort of your hidden talent too, Jackie. So that's really powerful. And when you have the sun in the 3rd house, you could be good at sales and advertising, marketing, work in nutrition, anything with data, accounting, analysis, stuff like that, or even in education. Virgo, remember, it's the wheat and the medicine and the service, and when it's in the 3rd house. And Jackie, let us know, you could have been sometimes when you have the sun in the 3rd house, although in Virgo it wouldn't necessarily play out like this, but sometimes you can be a little mean or a little bully towards a younger cousin or younger sibling, or even in elementary school, be a little bossy. Remember, the sun is a mild malefic, so it burns the relationship sometimes in the 3rd house, and that's with a younger sibling, the cousins. But you should be of service to others with your reading, writing, communications, and over social media. Okay, so do we have anybody else? I'm gonna get to the they have the big three.
About 4 to 5 teenagers who will be here for about a half an hour.
Okay, but do we have any other big
Charles,
threes?
thank you
D.
for
Charles.
that super chat.
Thank you.
That's
thank you so much, D. Charles.
I appreciate that.
Do you have your big three, your sun, moon, rising? Did I have a sun, moon, rising?
I'm sorry. He did put it right in
Okay.
there. Duh. Sorry, D.
Sorry.
Virgo sun, Scorpio moon, Taurus rising.
Taurus rising.
But my sun isn't in any house. Okay, so he's
Yeah.
Placidus, or is that what he's doing there?
No, I don't know what he's talking about. So Taurus rising, the Virgo sun is in the 5th house, and the Scorpio moon is in the 7th house. So you are here to break generational curses. When you were born, your mother, something happened. It was preeclampsia, jaundice, umbilical around the neck. Something went down to give you the Scorpio moon. You must purge and release your emotions. They can be extremely intense. Scorpio moons, sometimes they can be very stubborn with their emotions, right? The fixed signs. But you are very much an empath, and you need emotional trust in a relationship. You could be very attracted to Scorpio, people, but you definitely need that deep intimacy, and that's going to be important for you, in a relationship or marriage for a Taurus rising, having Scorpio in the 7th house. But that Virgo sun is in the 5th house, right? That's a trine, the ascendant, and remember the 5th house is like your right leg, the 9th house is like your left leg, 5th house is education, all that. So, you're highly intelligent, but like we were talking about earlier with Sia and with Lana, you could be very critical of yourself in terms of how you create. High school and college, you could have been like, oh my God, I got to get this A, and put pressure on yourself and always want to get good grades and achieve. Virgo in the 5th house can be very challenging for Taurus risings. When you kind of release the perfectionism and realize that's just for God, source creator, and you just kind of think of how you could be of service, or how you could date an amazing Virgo sun moon rising, like she wound up with finally, you you then kind of like get into a groove, but it also can make you very precise with what you create. So it could be like, wow, that was marvelous, that painting, that song, that whatever. It can be so just detailed and precise, but it can also be for humanity. Okay, so definitely great energy, and it's Virgo birth chart season. So please email me if you want to book a birth chart sale, eric@BigEAstro.com. Let's get into the big three, though. I talked about the Virgo sun a little bit. The one other thing I want to say about the Virgo sun, Virgos have to learn to retire from negative self-talk. That's like my big mantra. But also, just so you guys know, Virgos, before they criticize anybody else, they've already destroyed themselves 100 times. Virgos we are very tough on ourselves. And I'm proud to say I am a recovering Virgo. I have stopped verbally destroying myself. But a little funny note, and I put it in my little astrology video the other day. If you guys missed it, I put that out after the interview with Micah Dank. Go watch that one. I caught myself at the start of Virgo season criticizing myself. Like, I think on the Astro Weather, on a video, saying things out loud. And then I had to like literally spank my vocab, naughty mouth. Right? I had to stop it because like that, I've graduated from that, right? And I want you guys to remember, wherever you have the sun is in Virgo now, whatever house you have Virgo in, it's there in that area of life. You can be a little extra tough on yourself or critical. So you can do it unconsciously. So just be mindful and to stop it in the thought, and don't let it come down the escalator and come out of the mouth. We have to be kind to ourselves. Now, the moon and Mercury are not really, like super tight like that. So Virgo moons, they are great because it's the most intuitive moon, and they want to be of service to humanity. They can be very good as nursing and accountants, but the Virgo moon also can receive a lot of criticism from their mothers. Right. Our oldest son has a Virgo moon, and she, growing up, she was very tough on him. And so there's a lot of finger pointing at the Virgo moon, and you feel that pressure, right? That your mother puts on you when you have a Virgo moon. And so it can be very challenging when you have a Virgo moon, because emotionally you are looking to kind of, pick at yourself. And so when you have the Virgo moon, you've got to think of how you could be of service to others. And then that kind of heals the pointing within,
Yeah, and I would say the same way that Eric was talking about not being as hard on ourselves as mothers, we have to try to be have a bit more grace for our children, and remember how we felt when we were kids. Because so many of us, we grew up with parents that were taskmasters, or just there wasn't that overly loving nurturing going on, and we visited that on our kids. Because I so often think about the fact that My eldest son, who is 26 or almost 26, got such a different experience, and he comes home and I could see him looking at the way that I am with these boys and the way I was with him, and he's like, what on earth are you doing? Because I was definitely much more strict, much more harsh on him. Some of it had to do with things I was going through when he was a young child, and I did my best to hold things together, but I was going through a lot of stress myself. And then others of it is just, as he said, that energy, but really trying to change that. So let's see. We have Phoenix here.
Hey, Phoenix.
How are you? Good to see you. And hello from Tennessee.
And Phoenix,
you're in Tennessee, so
you asked some good
hello
questions the other night.
Hello from Phoenix. And
when on the Micah Dank show, so thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
And you know what? I want to share with you guys, like Micah Dank is on because Jennifer Sweet, one of our people, is she part of the tribe yet? Has she joined the tribe?
No.
Okay, but she comes here to these podcasts, and she mentioned Micah Dank, and I was like, okay, and I went out and we were able to get him. So if there are people that you think that you'd like to hear from, the whole purpose of the Knowledge is Love podcast is to find guests that are sharing knowledge and expanding our thoughts and our minds, right? This is a time where they're wanting us to be closed and really rigid and following and being plugged into specific closed-minded
And you may not
beliefs.
Agree with everything they say, and I may not agree, and that's okay, but doesn't mean that you close off your mind from learning.
And this is the thing, guys, we have to be okay with listening to people that we don't agree with. I'm not saying that you should be disrespected, but you have to be open to hearing other perspectives, because what it does is it allows your mind to formulate your responses to things. Even if you don't get an opportunity to verbalize it, you're still you're formulating your response, you're learning a different opinion on something, and it helps us. We have become so pigeonholed into, if you only like apples, everything you get is going to be about apples, and you'll never learn anything about oranges, and you miss out on a whole flavor palette. And this is what's happening globally because of this thing called an algorithm, and it's making us unable to emotionally cope and emotionally process differences, and that's a problem. Okay, we're seeing it visited out all over the place. Let's see. D. Charles would like to get a birth chart reading from you. How do I go about that?
Just email me, eric@BigEAstrology.com, and then I'll give you the information. You could pay Zelle, PayPal, Cash App for the Virgo birth chart sale, because on the website I don't have the sale there. So just email me directly and I'll take good care of you, okay?
Yes. And if you're not doing the birth chart sale, you can still contact him directly, but you can go to the website and check it out, because he's a Virgo,
so he's
he is. I'm sorry. Okay. Then that's good, because he's also got a bunch of different services as well.
Yeah. And you guys got to explore the website, BigEAstrology.com. I've got moon tracking, business, career, love, hater charts, unconscious soul charts, just a myriad of different charts that are beyond just a natal birth chart. There's a lot in astrology that it can help you with every aspect of life. That's really mind-blowing. Okay. So now let's get to the Virgo rising. So we've done the sun and the moon, and then I'm going to combine all three. I doubt anybody here has that. It's pretty rare when you have your sun, moon, and rising all in one sign, but there's hundreds of thousands of people out there like that. So maybe they'll come or they'll watch it on a replay. But I just think it's a new fascinating way to imagine going through the season, and then I would kind of jump into like Mercury and Venus or Mars, Jupiter, and go through the month in between, when I have guests. And remember, Tuesday, Queen Bee's coming on.
Okay.
And so the Virgo rising, I mean, just a couple of famous people. The Truth, Will Truth, my 16-year-old, he's got it. LL Cool J, Will Ferrell, Jay-Z, Kevin Hart, interesting people. Virgo rising, there is a lot of pressure that they put on themselves, because remember, it's your physical appearance, your outer mask. So sometimes they can have very angular faces, so sort of like Gemini risings. and even sometimes something on their face could be like a feminine feature. It could be their eyelashes, nose, mouth, even if they're man or woman. You know what I mean? But they are very detailed and precise. They, like a Capricorn rising, are about achievement, hard work, and success. They're very grounded and practical. But the amount of pressure that a Virgo rising puts on themselves and their look, like our teenager, he is very much about his look and aesthetic and fashion. He's a Gemini sun, so he's a fashionista. Like, it's like, we're raising half Prince, half Kanye West. It's really interesting. Because Gemini is like, the men are two different people, the women are like four. So it's a lot. Okay. But, when you have the Virgo rising, there is one thing you have to watch out for is always, and this is sun and moon as well, digestion issues in the stomach, depending on what you have there. And we'll talk more about that when we get to breaking down the big three. Virgo risings also can be very soft-spoken sometimes. If you hear like LL or Jay-Z or even William when he comes on here, Will Ferrell, when you just like, when they're calm and not performing, Libra second house, they're very kind of like harmonious and peaceful, like how they communicate, right? They're going to be very loyal to their friends. They have water signs in the 3rd and 11th house, so friends and groups. Like, they're very Cancer, Scorpio. They are very emotionally connected to their friends. And we see that with our 16-year-old. It's really a big thing. They just have to be careful, Virgo risings, right? The 7th house, the other half, you're not going to see relationships and contracts and negotiations clearly, because at a Pisces, you wear rose-colored glasses and you could be deceived easily. So that's challenging for a Virgo rising who's so precise and detailed. But then when it comes to like them interacting with others, that's where they could have downfalls and pitfalls and accidentes, okay, because they can get into some stuff. I would say overall, Virgo risings are multi-talented with the Gemini in 10th house, and they could really do anything for work. Usually have very good hand skills. You want to look where the chart ruler Mercury is at, and that will tell you a lot about a Virgo rising, okay? So any questions before we get to the big three? Virgo rising, sun and moon in the 1st house. Kind of interesting. Okay.
And
any comments or questions?
No.
This was such a good drink. You want to tell the people what you gave us?
That was just a kombucha.
Nice
little
kombucha.
And this one was flavored with or sweetened with monk fruit, which is so much better than.
I live for monk fruit. How did she know?
Yes, it's a wonderful sweetener. I actually looked at putting it in my lip balms.
Really? Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever had monk fruit in my life. Have I? Was this my first time having monk fruit?
Possibly. We don't. It's much better for you than regular sugar.
I'm sure.
And
it tasted yummy. I want some more.
It's very sweet. You use less of it to equal the same thing that you would use in sugar.
You learn something new every day.
There you go.
I love it.
Let's see. Quintella said that her Virgo is in her 4th house, and she's recovering from being so anal about the home. I was driving myself crazy cleaning up toys every second on the hour.
No, you got it.
I get it.
Yeah.
And
that's Virgo in the 4th house.
I'm giving it up, but it's hard.
I think one thing we have to realize, and this is hard, but I think parents have to get this, right? That's part of childhood. Children explore, they make messes, they create and this and that. And, every time you kind of are pointing at them and telling them, do this, do that, fix this, clean that, you're kind of like kicking or dimming a little bit of their self-expression and creativity. You're thinking as an adult, like things are out of order and out of place, but these are man-made rules that are put on you. What is order and what is a proper place? Yes, we should have things organized. We don't want to mess. It clutters the mind. Yeah, we've been taught that. But at the same time, I like the analogy of Kanye West where he said, when a child at a young age jumps on a table and they're kind of like feeling like they're flying like Superman, they don't think of it like, oh, I'm on a table, this wooden piece of thing. And the parents are like, get off there. That's a table. They're thinking like, I'm up high because I'm short and little, and I'm up high on this piece of material and wood, and I feel like I'm soaring and flying. So their imagination and creativity is like, on high, And then you come in as the adult because you've been programmed of all these rules, and you tell them, don't do that, this and that. And then it becomes the life actually becomes all these rules of what not to do. And it kind of stunts our natural intuition and instincts of what we may want to explore mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
And what I learned is that's really true. I grew up with a lot of rules being put on me and a lot of ceilings. And these things were done to, quote unquote, protect me. They were done to help me understand certain things. But here I am. I'm 52 years old, and I am unbreaking these lessons
Shackles.
that I was, breaking these shackles that were placed on me when I was growing up. So we just want to be careful.
Yeah,
and my parents meant no wrong. They were just teaching like their parents did. But when you know better, you do better. And that's part of the game, you know what I mean? And then that's part of the fun that we're having.
And by no means, Quintella, am I saying, because trust me, it is not easy.
Absolutely.
Like,
nobody was.
It is not.
I think you know we
No,
are
no,
talking about
no. She knows. I'm just saying in general, like, because I'll say things to people in chart readings and stuff, and I always let them know, like, I'm not saying this is easy. I'm just saying what the chart supports, and then how we should kind of integrate new information and new knowledge, right? And so it is a daily challenge, right? Because we think like, oh, well, da 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 da, and we want them to do this and that or whatever. But also sometimes we have to realize we're putting our own will and desires onto them, and not kind of letting the soul flourish and kind of guiding and watching who they are meant to become, instead of us always, molding them and shaping them. You know what I mean? Remember, they are our teachers and we are their guides. And when you kind of put that mantra in your head, it makes parenting a little different. Now, look, I'm not saying you just let your kid just sit there and OD on, candy and iPods and, iPad all day or whatever. We take the phones away from the kids. Now in the car, she takes the phones away, and it's the right thing to do. And when we tell other parents, they're like, wow, that's great. You're right.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, we don't always maintain the consistency that we want. We don't always stay strong.
It's a challenge and a fight,
fight against us. But we know that it's changing things. And it's really interesting because my mother lived with us for a few years, and she got a new understanding, because the way she parented me and the way that I parented or am parenting my kids is so different. And she's blown away at the work that I do and the time that I take. It just wasn't like that when, she was raising me.
When we were kids, it was just like, figure it out. They'd throw some food in the corner.
We became very resourceful.
Catch it off the wall.
But we became very resourceful. But we also became out of touch with our feelings. Also have some walls and just different things that I'm hoping for my kids to avoid. Yeah. And let's see, Quintella said, it's hard breaking these shackles, but we have to do it. Absolutely. And it's one step at a time. True, yeah. And you're going to have days where you're really good, and you're going to have days where you fall behind. But the key is just to keep going, because it will become better and better and easier over time. And Jackie said, yes, monk fruit has 0 carbs, sugar, calories, and it doesn't raise your blood sugar levels. Yes, you are absolutely correct.
Right, Jackie.
And I've wanted to get it. I because of my making organic products, a lot of my connections are in the food industry, and even just to buy monk fruit like in bulk, like is like $250 for a certain amount. Like, it's expensive. Then Sia said, let me loose. And Cantella said, I agree with all of that. It's so true. I don't even remember being a kid, and I don't want that for Chantel at all. Yes,
no.
And the thing is you remember it somewhere. Your subconscious remembers it.
But we block out what was hurtful
one of the
and scary.
Things that I suggest, but you might want to check out, is the Ho'oponopono. This is something that Eric has a section that if you do his full life
Astro Life
transformation.
Transformational Program. Yeah.
We hit on Ho'oponopono, and in it we walk you through different
This is my
meditations that can
5-month
help
program. It's
you
awesome.
go back, not just through your life, but into past lifetimes and into the lifetimes of your ancestors. Because so often the things that we're carrying here are those subconscious things like what you're talking about, but we also carry the imprints of past lives and the imprints of our bloodlines. Okay.
The lineage, yeah.
There's a lot of things that we've got to clear up.
And remember, Amy Robeson was talking about that on the show on Friday. It was really a good episode. If you guys didn't see it, go back and watch it. It was really beautiful. I know, Quintella, you were here, and a few of you guys were here, but it was a great episode with Amy Robeson on episode 375. So now I want to put the sun, moon, and rising together as if we were doing like a big three when I do your readings here. But this is someone who was born with a Virgo rising and a sun and a moon. So what's fascinating about that, you would have to know where the Mercury is, but obviously, you know, the Mercury is either going to be in the 12th house in Leo, first house in Virgo, or the second house of Libra. But we don't know because we're just doing the big three. But one thing about having the sun in Virgo in the first house for Virgo risings, number one, you can be very self-centered the first 26 years of life. You can be extremely close to your father. Okay. But remember, we look for where's the sun. The sun is the ruler, right, is Leo. So for you, there's an importance to kind of recalibrate and kind of get revitalized. You need good rest and time alone. When you are alone, it's almost where you can like do your creating. And you can like really kind of formulate your abilities and gifts and skills. And then remember, I tell you guys all the time, whatever's in the 12th house, we have to bring it out and share it. So the sun is on the ascendant, but that Leo 12th house, whether there are planets there or not, we want to, Virgo risings really do want to subconsciously and unconsciously entertain. You know what I mean? And when they get to bring that out and not be so reserved and perfect and sometimes introspective and shy, that Leo 12th house, they could shine bright. Now, also, sun on the ascendant, you definitely could have a very close relationship with the father, follow in the father's footsteps. And also, you can literally work for the government in a foreign land. You could do very well financially in foreign lands, okay? And you're going to be highly skilled, but also this is where you may feel comfortable in the spiritual realm, astro traveling, astral projection. Virgo sun in the first house for Virgo rising, you really can tap in and become a spiritual authority. Okay. And so some of that introspection will help you tap in and kind of reprogram and cleanse the subconscious mind to activate your spiritual gifts. So that's really fascinating for a Virgo rising when you have the sun and the ascendant. I actually have a former client and a friend with this placement. And he's just kind of like so aligned with what he's doing for his life. Oh my God, it's already cold enough for his life and stuff like that. And so it's really fascinating to see it because it's a friend that I went to college with and I did his chart. And it's like so cool because you see it in living action. You know what I mean? And now he's very focused on spirituality and health and different things. Now, these people can be really good as nutritionists, accountants. They're really good with data and numbers. And, when the sun is in the first house, you have to just watch out with the ego. That's the thing. Even though the ruler's in the 12th house, sometimes the ego could take the healthy ego could take longer to develop. Like I said, remember the first 26 years could be extremely self-centered, but you're going to be very competitive and you're going to want to like win the day. Okay. Virgo sun in the first house for Virgo rising. Now, when you add the moon there, this is interesting because your parents, sun and moon, born in a conjunction. So it usually means that the parents are very connected to how they're raising you. Any house that you have this in. Maybe a little challenging in a sixth house, but remember, not all conjunctions are good. It depends on the sign and the house. Okay. It's two energies blending together. within 10 degrees. So we're going to pretend like this is a conjunction, but this Virgo moon, right? The ruler of the moon is Cancer, so in the 11th house. So when you have a Virgo moon, you are very connected to your older siblings and your social network, and you can retain sometimes a lot of water weight, and people will always throughout your whole life come up to you and like verbally vomit their life stories on you, like, oh my God, da, 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 da. Oh, can you help me with this? Can you fix, they're going to just look at you as like their own personal assistant. And don't take offense to it. I mean, you have the Virgo moon in the first house for Virgo rising. It's just like they feel like you're kind of like a natural health guru. In a lot of ways, you are. Okay. Remember, the Virgo moon is really intuitive. So you're going to be the type of person that like you're kind of like your sensory of like how you sense things. You're going to feel it right in your gut. Your second brain will be like a very powerful spiritual decoder. But remember, having the moon, you also could wear your emotions on your sleeve. You may have a rounder face, Virgo rising with the moon in the ascendant. Your face could be round, or if not the face, the eyes, very round eyes. And you could, like I said, fluctuate in water weight a little bit. You definitely want to ground and spend a lot of time in nature, Virgo moon and a Virgo rising. And, there's going to be a lot of opportunity where, you may feel like mom and dad are extra critical on you, but then you're going to see that they were doing the best that they could and trying to help, trying to make you the best version of yourself. You know what I mean? I think, being a Virgo myself, I see where I am a good cheerleader for my boys and I lift them up and whatever. But there's times where I notice with my Capricorn moon and the Virgo sun, I can be very kind of matter of fact and even sometimes verbally harsh. You know what I mean? But I don't necessarily mean to. It's just, I'm very mentally like matter of fact and mechanical sometimes. The Capricorn moon, that's a whole nother conversation. But just with the Virgo sun and moon, the parents could be very just like on the kids, you know what I mean? On them a lot. But the one thing that's cool, because it's a feminine mutable earth sign on the ascendant, the sun and moon and the Virgo rising, there is going to be more introspection from yourself, within yourself, but from your parents. You know what I mean? The sun and moon being both in Virgo on the first house, this is where you can have parents who could say, hey, I'm sorry, I was a little harsh to you. You know what I mean? Growing up when we were Gen Xers, our parents didn't really apologize to us. Alana and I, we take and make sure that if we were too harsh or we were wrong, we will like say to the kids like, hey, mom's a little, dad is sorry, I was a little whatever. You know what I mean? Just to let them know, but it doesn't mean that we're not sticking to our guns with our point, but maybe we said it in a way that was just harsh, or we didn't give them the benefit of the doubt or whatever, and I think that that's one thing about having a Virgo parent, sun and moon. Although if you have the Virgo sun and moon, it doesn't mean your parents are Virgos. They could be anything, Aquarius, Aries, they could be anything. It's just how, they also, the sun and moon represents them. The sun in the chart is your purpose, your confidence, identity, vitality, you, but also your father. The moon is your emotional mind, your response system, your body, your health, your intuition, right? Memory, it's all these things. And it's associated with the mother. Doesn't mean that they're Virgos, just so you guys get that point clear, okay? But also one thing I want to mention, and then we'll go to chat if you guys have any questions, or if any of you guys know somebody, maybe nobody here is a Virgo sun, moon rising in the first house, but you definitely love being a part of groups and organizations, and you could really be of service in a nonprofit, philanthropic, environmental work like that. That's going to make you feel emotionally at peace, and you're going to feel really connected. And you can even find some of your tribe and our tribe through the internet, right? Through these groups and organizations. it's really a nice energy. So that is the Virgo big three, Sun, Moon, Rising. And you put them all together, that kind of tells the story. And just remember, with the Sun and Moon in a conjunction, you are kind of like lockstep aligned with, you're going to be, if your big three is all in one sign, you're going to be like Virgo on steroids. So you're going to be extremely logical and analytical. um, your sun and moon, the rulers are in 11th and 12th, and you want to find ways that you are tapping into the spiritual realm and finding the good social networks and groups, so that way you don't stay in your own head. Because when you have three of the same sign, sometimes you can like overdose on Virgo or Gemini or Capricorn or Leo, right? We're talking about Virgo, you know what I mean? And so you want to make sure that you're kind of tapping in to the spiritual realm, tapping into your group, and just be mindful. You can overspend or overshop on health things. You could be like, oh my God, I have to have all these herbs and this and that. Like, you could be the health guru, but you could sometimes OD and overspend on that stuff. So just be mindful of that. But Virgos are really good with their finances for the most part. They're not going to be wasteful. She'll tell you like I'm not. Now the thing is though, I will say this: be a little self-critical myself. I don't have the patience. Like, she's a way better shopper than me, because she will look for the discounts and this and that and all that, right? To stretch the dollar, right? We got three kids, you got to stretch stuff. Me as the Virgo, like for me, and also just as a man, men and women are very different when they're shopping. If I go to the store, I know I'm going to get it. I get in, I get out, I'm done. Right? I'm not like a window shopper. I can't get all into like, oh, well, this is that, and then this, and like I literally just don't have the patience for that. And hey, I should. That's a gift that she has, and she's really good at that. And I can be honest, and it's not being negative self-critical, it's being, positive self-critical. That's not my strong suit, right? I do not have the patience for that. I'm going to go in and be like, okay, you want me to get a grapefruit and two tomatoes? I'm going to go in, grab it, and I'm out. Like, I'm not sitting there like, well, this grapefruit, is a little discolored, and this one is,
He won't even
169.
pay attention to how much stuff costs. It makes me crazy.
Yeah, like I will say I used to do it when I was younger, but like I just don't have the bandwidth. I got so much going on in my head and this and that or whatever. I'm just like, Now, granted, if I know that there's a sale, I'll take advantage of it, but I'm not going comparing like 30 different things. I just can't do it. So, but overall, that's the Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising in the first house. Any questions? And I'll be doing this going forward, the big threes of each sign, kind of breaking that down, because I think it's a different, nice little perspective. And I may even do a series. I started it years ago. I did one or two. I never really stuck with it. But if it's something you guys are interested in, I may do like a Virgo rising with like, a Libra sun and a Gemini moon, just random big threes, and just, do the chart readings and share it with the collective. I used to do it as a service. I think I kind of hid the service because people weren't really booking it or whatever. But I think it is a great starter kit, right, to learn the basics of your birth chart. When you know your sun, moon, rising, like the back of your hand, it really is the three prongs of the personality, and kind of help you to then, go engulf the rest of your chart, obviously from Mercury all the way down to Pluto, and then the asteroids and stuff like that. They're all important, you guys, and they all affect us in tremendous ways. Just remember, the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, those are generational, and they're more about affecting collectives, but you personally can feel them very prominent in your chart, and very intense sometimes. All right. Any questions or comments?
Let's see. Let's see. It says Jackie Washington said Mercury and Virgo, which I think you talked to Jackie on that already, right?
No, she's just saying Mercury and Virgo. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
she's the Virgo sun, so the Mercury
And
is.
then Phoenix said, I'm a Virgo and Pluto in the 6th house with the North Node. I've been reading and posting online all health, wellness, nutrition articles like mad scientist. What the F? What's going on?
Yeah, because also the South Node is there now. So there is this wanting to cleanse and purge and really take care of our gut health. Remember, I've been telling you guys this for a while, since before January, that this was coming to July 2026. Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node. That's the health axis. We got to get on our health game. Be prepared. Something's coming and you want to be healthy. Okay.
And Phoenix said that her dad was a Virgo born August 26, 1918, and was not
Whoa.
emotionally available to the grandkids.
Yeah.
And then they came along.
That's a whole
he
generation.
Crossed over
yeah.
in 2000.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, I mean, lived a long life, right? 1918 to 2000. God bless. But, you know, that's a different generation, right? He's from like the silent generation. And, you know, his Pluto 1918, I think his Pluto was in Gemini. You know, I don't even think it's Pluto Cancer. I think it's Pluto Gemini. And so, you know, there's there's a lot there, right? You know, and so we just have to have a lot of love for the Pluto, even Pluto Leos, Pluto Cancer, Pluto Gemini. You know, it was just such a different world, you guys. You know, there's so much that we're awakening to now that they would be in awe of and in shock of and be proud of. You know, we're doing a lot of things at this time to heal our lineage, you know, to awaken to the truth and how we, our parents, our grandparents, and great grandparents were so lied to and deceived in literally every aspect of life. So, you know, I always say until you know your parents or your grandparents' birth charts, oh, and I wish I knew. I don't even know the exact birth dates of my grandparents, but oh, I wish I could see their birth charts. You know, I do have my grandfather. I figured out his chart on my mother's side, but on my dad's side, I don't have. I don't remember the birth dates. I'm trying to. My cousin's gonna go by the grave site of my grandma and hopefully get that for me, so at least can kind of look it up and then play around. But you know, it's important. You know, and that's where when you do see those things, you're like, oh wow, mom and dad went through that. It's very telling. So you know, I even encourage some of you guys. You know, you could book a chart. Can I tell you, I had a client once. She was an amazing young lady. I did her chart. Her parents had both passed away, and then I did the chart reading of both her parents. She loved it, and it was just so helpful and healing for her. And it was a way for her to reconnect and get to know them on a different and deeper level than than she did. And they were both gone, and so it's powerful. I know for me, doing my parents' charts, I really learned a lot, and we're like, wow, okay, now I see them, and so I understand them so much better. So, anybody else? Okay. All right, you guys. Well, it's real late, so we're going to say goodbye and good night. And thank you for joining me on this late night.
Thank you for hanging with us.
We'll be early on Tuesday, episode 377, NFL preview show. Now, I promise you, even if you don't love sports or football, this is still going to be fascinating because Numeralytics, Queen Bee, and I, the way that we're going to break down the numerology, some astrology, and the sports for the NFL season, it's going to be fascinating. We're going to make our Super Bowl picks. Hey, you can pay attention to us and maybe win some money if you're into gambling, that fifth house action, right? But it is going to be fun, and I've been looking forward to this all summer. You know what I mean? I've been on her show, she's been on my show, but now she's coming back to talk about the sports and stuff. I first was introduced to her when Nick Westbrook's, who will be back on, he introduced me to her because she did a Super Bowl preview show, and I was just blown away. I was like, who is this woman? Who is this sister? Like, she was getting deep and breaking stuff down. And it was superb. And you guys know how Queen Bee does. You know, she's a part of the tribe and did an outstanding job sharing the numerology on the 8A portal. And it was just so much fun. And she's just a wealth of knowledge. So don't miss this. Tuesday, September 2nd, 6 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, I have to run off and do my final fantasy football draft. I finished one tonight. That's why I came on late. I got one tomorrow night, and one in the morning with the kids, and then my money league is another one tomorrow night. So I will see you. And also, please go and subscribe to my new channel, you guys. Stars and Cards Lounge. It is so much fun. fun. Elena, who's an Aquarius from Searchlight Tarot. She's one of the biggest tarot card readers out there. She does oracle cards. She's fantastic. Great energy. The channel is so much fun. It's where astrology meets tarot. And obviously me, Eric, the Virgo from BigEAstro. And we are planning, got to make sure everything works, but I think we're going to do our first live this Wednesday, September 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern, Stars and Cards Lounge. So go subscribe to the channel, Stars and Cards Lounge on YouTube, and join us live Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm really excited. It's going to be fun. We've, I think, released maybe 6 videos now, including our trailer. And they're being so well received. The channel is growing like crazy. People are loving it, and it's just a lot of fun. And we wanted to, teach astrology and tarot, but also have a place where people can kind of party, have a little fun at a lounge, and play games and just have a good time and laugh. And so hopefully for you guys that have been watching it, that's what you're receiving. The comments have been off the charts. People are loving it. And that's our intention. New people, please subscribe. Help me get to 10K. I'm almost there. I think I'm only 45 or 46 away from 10,000. So tell a friend to subscribe to my channel. I'm very excited. I've been working really hard. I just hit my 7th year on YouTube. Entering my 8th year of being an astrologer, and it's just very humbling. And I stay in gratitude, and I truly thank all of you guys, new, old, current, future people coming to the channel, to always watch, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. And this is my love, my joy, my passion, and my business. So I thank you very much. So, and I hope I see you this Saturday. Coffee Talk. New people, D. What was D's last name? D Graves or D?
D Charles.
D Charles.
From Sydney.
From Sydney. Come check out Coffee Talk. Come check out the tribe, www.community.BigEastrology.com. It's really fascinating. We've got about 18 different groups now, from astrology, tarot, homesteading, numerology, crystals, herbs, food for health, relationships, self-love, spirituality, meditation. I mean, next generation for the kids. We really, I'm very proud of it, but it's our tribe and community, because a lot of the people here tonight are in it, and they make it so amazing and outstanding. But when we come together usually twice a month, sometimes 3 times, but a lot twice a month, it takes my heart away. It blows me away. I mean, we've had tears shared, people praying for one another. We got set up a new group for prayer. It's just a beautiful community, and I'm honored to be a part of it. You know what I mean? So I hope you consider it and check it out. All right.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time we're on. Good night. Sleep well.
See you Tuesday night, you guys. All
Bye.
right. Episode 376, and I'll see you Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern for 377.